Out at the range again. I recently stippled a bunch of my firearms, mostly my Shadow Systems guns here. So this is the DR920L, which is essentially a Glock 34. You can kind of hear a little bit of stippling here. I did a really deep stipple on this one, and I'm new to stippling. I haven't done a whole lot, so I'm just kind of figuring it out. But I really digged it. I thought that it was nice for an outside the waistband gun. And I mean, for anything inside the waistband, it would be a little rough, but I really liked it. I think I might need to shave down a little bit more with some sandpaper, but it was feeling pretty good. I love this gun. I put the Timney Alpha in that gun. I think I was shooting from like 12 yards or something on this, but that's becoming my favorite Glock to shoot right now. I love my 19 size guns, but that's becoming my favorite. This is the MR920, the War Poet, which is a Glock 19 size gun. I did the same stipple pattern. No, this one I actually used the needle tip. So it took a very long time, but it gave me a much finer, detailed, less harsh, but still good grip. And then I put the Shadow Systems compensator on there. It's an external, so any Shadow Systems gun with a threaded barrel, you can put it on there and stake it down, and it'll fit. I had it previously on the DR920, which is the Glock 17 size, and I've shot this gun a ton, and I really noticed a difference with that compensator on there. It's pretty significant difference in the recoil. I was really enjoying that. The problem with all these guns is it's like, when do you shoot which one? Kind of got too many at this point. But the stippling felt great on this one. I'm really glad that I did it. I was a little worried about stippling because how easy it is to kind of ruin a gun, but I think it only enhanced it. And these guns come with a pretty decent stipple from the factory. It's just I prefer to have a little bit more grip. And that's the Holosun 519T on this gun that I've had on there since the beginning. I truly, truly love this gun. This is the DR920, just like a Glock 17, and I did I think this is the basket weave or wagon wheel stipple on this one. Not quite as aggressive as the DR920L, but I put them side by side here so you can kind of tell. It's going to look sort of similar, but you can kind of tell on the longer gun there that the stipple's a little deeper. And all that is just pressing and holding with the wood burner a little bit longer to get a more aggressive stipple. So I tried to have a little bit lighter of a touch on the DR920. But I'm going to leave that gun iron sight for a while. I tend to throw a freaking red dot on everything, but I think I'm going to leave this one just irons. It's Shadow Systems puts great irons on their guns, and I can't find the threaded barrel protector for this gun, the bronze one. I've got it somewhere. That is the one that I have for the MR920, the black one. But it works just the same. And a tip for that, you got to get a good little O-ring for those to put on there. Not when you put the suppressor on, but whenever you have the threaded barrel protector on there, an O-ring is helpful so it doesn't come off very easily. And then I transition over to the Staccato CS, which is still my carry gun, and I'm shooting it every time I go out, and really, really loving it more every time. And I've just really got a good flow down with this gun. These mags, man, they're like $70-80 a piece, and they're hard to find. That's the one big downside with these things, but it's not as ubiquitous as a Glock mag. But I've got 6 mags right now. It comes with 2, I believe. And that's the QVO tactical holster that I ordered for the gun outside the waistband that I do enjoy. You can see a little shake in the screen. I filmed this whole video on my iPhone. Really just trying to practice on the feel of the gun. Trigger pull, really baking that into the hard drive of my brain. And just getting more familiar with the gun so it kind of becomes second nature, kind of like how my Glock 19 was. And filming these videos is always great. Reminder, too, that, hey, you need to lose about 15 pounds, so that's always fun whenever I'm watching these. But been eating too much processed crap lately. It's so easy to get off the eating good train, but we're back on it now. I like to do the just one out of the holster And the stippling on this CS is really great from the factory. Like, it is pretty aggressive for a factory gun for what it is. That part right there on the back strap is very aggressive, and the front of the grip is aggressive. The side's not as aggressive. But I'm really digging this gun so much. I've got to have at least 800 rounds through it at this point, maybe a little less, but just keeping it lubed. I enjoy taking it apart and cleaning it. You don't have to clean it as much as I have been, but it pulling the gun out and doing dry fire and stuff like that with it, it's just super easy now. It's not as much of a hassle to have to think to remember about the safety. I thought this was kind of a cool shot to see the holes going through from a distance, and just kind of going from as if, I was kind of practicing as if I've already come out of the holster and up to chest, and then just pressing out to get that red dot alignment. That's a struggle you got to work on a lot with the red dot, is just making sure that you can catch that dot pretty quickly. And I'm always trying to remember to work on solo hand shooting, so strong hand, weak hand. It's amazing how much more recoil shows from the weak hand side. But I'm usually decently accurate with that side. It all still comes down to trigger control, man. Grip and trigger control. If you know when that thing's going to break. Kind of showing the distance from where I'm going to be shooting now. Going for that A-zone target, steel target. So it's an A-zone only target from challenge targets. Kind of thinking about putting the RMR, it's the RM04, I believe, that I have on my Glock 19 that has no battery in it. So it's purely ambient lighting and tritium and whatever other technology, but there's no battery in the gun, in the light. So it's in 7 or 8 MOA. It's a much bigger dot, but it's kind of nice not having to think about battery, even though I don't really think about it anyway. These things last a long time, but just kind of thinking about putting that on there. That'll do it for this video, though. I appreciate you watching. I have a couple more coming up here soon, and I'm actually wanting to get some rifle here on the channel soon too, so stay tuned.